We begin in the Middle East, where Israel says it eliminated some Hamas military leaders in Tuesday's airstrikes, including some involved in the October 7th terrorist attacks inside Israel. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited U.S. troops at a base in southern Israel Wednesday, saying the shared goal with the United States is to create a different Gaza that no longer poses a threat to Israel. He stressed that Israel has the ability to act in Gaza. Israel says Netanyahu informed President Trump of those strikes before they were launched. Israel attacked Hamas positions after an Israeli soldier was killed in a sniper attack. Our CBN News Middle East Bureau Chief Chris Mitchell is with us now live. And Chris, Israel says the ceasefire is holding for now, but Netanyahu making it very clear that Israel has the right to strike back. So does the Israel military expect more battles with Hamas?
I think they do, Brody. In fact, Israel Defense Minister Israel Katz said that they had a comprehensive plan to go back and actually retake Gaza if need be. But right now, they seem to be employing what they would call the Hezbollah model. What happened after the ceasefire against Hezbollah in southern Lebanon last year, they reserve the right to strike at any violations of the ceasefire. And they've been doing that almost on a daily basis in Lebanon. And now I believe that in Gaza, they will reserve the right to attack any violations by Hamas of the ceasefire. And they have eliminated, several dozen terrorists because of that. But I think I think we can expect, Brody, this on a regular basis. Anytime Hamas violates the ceasefire, I think you're going to have a robust response by Israel and the IDF.
A constant reminder to pray for the peace of Israel. Chris, what can you tell us about the Hamas members who were taken out in Tuesday's strike?
Well, it was a pretty dramatic strike right now. They had two battalion commanders that were eliminated, two deputy battalion commanders that were eliminated, about 30 terrorists in all, and one in particular that was involved in the October 7th massacre in 2023. Remarkable that Israel is being able to track these terrorists all the way from October 7th to today and eliminate them. And I think that was a pretty robust strike against many of these Hamas leaders that obviously were probably gathered together in some sort of bunker. But this is pretty another strike against the Hamas leadership. However, Brody, they just keep coming. Many times they have replenished many of their fighters throughout this two-year war. But I think we can expect to see more strikes by the IDF as Hamas continues to violate the ceasefire. Even the Qatari deputy prime minister admitted that Hamas was violating the ceasefire in some measure.
So you don't expect this ceasefire to hold its stance? It's shaky at best, is that right?
It's very shaky, Brody. I don't think it will last, and I think Hamas actions from the very beginning of the ceasefire, talking about the fact that they're not going to disarm, like the phase 2 of this 20-point plan says they should. They also believe that they're going to have some sort of role into the post-war Gaza. So I don't think many people in Israel expect that this ceasefire will hold in the long term based on the history of what Hamas has been doing to either violate the ceasefire or have a whole different attitude towards what the ceasefire means. Many times, Brody, they just talk about this as what they call a hudna, which is a temporary ceasefire so they can replenish, rearm, and then plan their next attack against Israel. So a whole different way of how Hamas looks at this ceasefire and Israel and the United States.
Of course, that makes sense. The focus has obviously been on Hamas in the last few months, but is Israel still dealing with Hezbollah to the north?
Yeah, and as I mentioned, the Hezbollah model, Brody, is something that Israel has been employing ever since the ceasefire. Any violations they see by Hezbollah, they've been attacking, and almost on a daily basis. It's not well reported in the news a lot, but the Hezbollah infrastructure, any operatives that are working there to rearm and regroup in southern Lebanon has been attacked on a nearly daily basis. So I think that that is something they want to make sure that that Hezbollah doesn't rearm and pose a threat to Israel's northern border. In fact, there has been talk of maybe the IDF would actually go in southern Lebanon and really take over many of these Hezbollah positions. The idea was that the Lebanese army could go in there and do that, but it doesn't look like they're strong enough, and so it might be left up to the IDF to go back into southern Lebanon to eliminate this Hezbollah threat, perhaps once and for all.
It seems we have 30 seconds left. Do you have any concerns that Hamas could be recruiting more fighters after these recent strikes?
I think they do that on a daily basis, Brody. That's what they do. They've done this since October 7, 2023. When fighters are eliminated, they try to recruit from the population. And I think they'll do that and continue to rearm and probably continue to probe the IDF that is based there on what's called the Yellow Line. So yeah, undoubtedly they're more recruiting almost on a daily basis.
Our CBN News Middle East Bureau Chief Chris Mitchell, thank you so much for your insights and your expertise. We'll continue to pray for the peace of Israel.